Hey everyone, welcome back to SwitchTop. Today I'm counting down the top 25 arcade games you absolutely need to play on Nintendo Switch. These games deliver that pure arcade experience with incredible gameplay, tight controls, and endless replay value. Whether you're new to arcade gaming or a longtime fan, these titles will keep you hooked for hours. Let's jump right into the countdown. UFO 50 is one of the most unique and celebrated arcade-style experiences available on Nintendo Switch. Released digitally on August 7, 2025, this ambitious anthology offers 50 retro-inspired games, each crafted with the depth and creativity of a standalone title. Developed by Derek Yu, creator of Spelunky, and a team of indie legends, the collection spans genres like platformers, shooters, RPGs, and puzzle games, all tied together by a fictional 1980s developer narrative. Unlike simple retro compilations, UFO 50 presents original games that evolve in complexity, echoing the progression of classic consoles from 1982 to 1989. Players can dive into local multiplayer modes up to 3 players or enjoy the challenge solo, discovering secrets and even unlocking a hidden 51st game. Praised by critics for its authenticity and ambition, Nintendo Life called it a magnificent 8-bit time machine. UFO 50 is more than nostalgia, it's a masterclass in game design, making it one of the best arcade-style titles on Switch today. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound brings back the classic side-scrolling ninja action with modern improvements. You play as a skilled ninja fighting through levels filled with enemies, using your sword and ninja tools to survive. The story follows traditional ninja themes of honor and revenge without getting too complicated. The combat system lets you slash with your sword, throw ninja stars, and use special techniques as you build up your rage meter. You can wall jump, climb surfaces, and move quickly through each stage while dodging enemy attacks and environmental hazards. The game keeps the challenge level high like the original Ninja Gaiden games, so you'll need good timing and reflexes to succeed. Each level has different enemy types and a boss fight at the end that tests everything you've learned. The pixel art looks great and the controls feel responsive, making it easy to pull off the fast ninja moves you need to survive the tough battles ahead. Vengeful Guardian Moonrider is a side-scrolling action game inspired by classic 16-bit titles. You control a robot warrior who breaks free from his programming and decides to fight against the authoritarian regime that created him. The story is about rebellion and finding your own path, told through brief cutscenes between levels. The gameplay focuses on precise platforming and combat using your sword and various sub-weapons you can collect. You can slash enemies, perform jumping attacks, and use special weapons like boomerangs or energy blasts. Each level has different themes and challenges, from industrial facilities to outdoor environments. The boss fights are intense encounters that require you to learn attack patterns and find the right moments to strike. You can choose which levels to tackle in different orders, giving you some freedom in how you approach the game. The 16-bit style graphics and soundtrack create an authentic retro atmosphere that feels both nostalgic and fresh. Mushihimesama is a bullet hell shooter where you pilot a small ship through waves of insect enemies and massive bullet patterns. The story follows a young girl and her giant beetle companion as they journey through a world infected by a mysterious plague. You don't need to follow the story closely, it's mostly about the intense shooting action. Your ship shoots automatically while you focus on moving through incredibly dense bullet patterns that fill the entire screen. The key is finding safe paths through what looks like impossible walls of projectiles. You have a small hitbox so you can squeeze between bullets that seem too close together. The game offers different difficulty modes from beginner friendly to absolutely brutal for experts. Each stage ends with a massive boss that fills most of the screen and shoots complex bullet patterns. The insect-themed enemies and bosses look detailed and creative. It's pure arcade action that tests your reflexes and pattern recognition skills. Atari 50, the anniversary celebration, is a massive collection of classic Atari games spanning from the 1970s to the 1990s, presented with tons of historical content and behind-the-scenes materials. You get over 90 games, including arcade classics like Asteroids, Centipede, and Missile Command, plus home console games from the Atari 2600, 5200, 7800, and Jaguar. The collection is organized like an interactive timeline that lets you explore Atari's history through interviews, documents, and artwork. Each game includes information about its development and impact on gaming history. The emulation is excellent and includes options to customize controls and display settings. You can play the original versions or enhanced modes with quality of life improvements. Some games include never-before-released prototypes and rare versions. The interface makes it easy to jump between games and learn about gaming history. Whether you want to experience these classics for the first time or revisit childhood favorites, this collection offers incredible value and historical context. Sonic Mania brings back the classic 2D Sonic gameplay with new levels, remixed old zones, and smooth 60 FPS action. The story is simple. Dr. Eggman has discovered a mysterious energy source called the Phantom Ruby, and Sonic must stop his evil plans. You can play as Sonic, Tails, or Knuckles, each with their own unique abilities. Sonic can spin dash and use his drop dash move, Tails can fly and swim, and Knuckles can glide and climb walls. The levels are huge, with multiple paths to explore, hidden secrets to find, and different routes for different characters. The physics feel exactly like the classic Genesis games, with perfect momentum and speed. Each zone has 2 acts plus a boss fight, mixing familiar locations with completely new areas. The pixel art animation is incredibly detailed and fluid, with creative visual effects and transitions. The soundtrack combines remixed classic tunes with amazing new compositions. It captures everything that made the original Sonic games great while adding modern polish and creativity. Andro Dunos 2 is a side-scrolling space shooter that continues the story from the original 1992 arcade game. You pilot a spaceship fighting against alien invaders across multiple planets and space environments. The story involves defending Earth and other worlds from an alien threat, but the focus is on the action-packed gameplay. Your ship can collect different weapon types, including spread shots, lasers, and homing missiles that you can switch between during combat. You can also adjust your ship's speed to navigate tight spaces or move quickly when needed. Each level scrolls automatically while you shoot enemies and dodge their attacks and environmental hazards. The weapon system lets you power up your guns and combine different shot types for maximum effectiveness. Boss fights feature large enemies with multiple attack patterns and weak points to target. The graphics use detailed sprite work with smooth animations and colorful special effects. The game offers a solid challenge without being impossible, making it accessible for newcomers to the shoot-'em-up genre. Sega Ages Out Run is the definitive version of the classic arcade racing game where you drive a Ferrari through scenic locations with your girlfriend in the passenger seat. The goal is simple: drive as far as possible within the time limit while choosing different route branches at checkpoints. You don't compete against other drivers. Instead, you race against the clock while enjoying the journey. The game captures the feeling of a relaxing road trip with its laid-back atmosphere and iconic soundtrack. You can choose different music tracks at the start, each setting a different mood for your drive. The driving mechanics are straightforward: accelerate, brake, and steer while avoiding other cars and obstacles. The game features multiple endings depending on which routes you take through the branching paths. This Switch version includes new features like additional cars, extra music tracks, and customization options. The smooth 60 FPS gameplay and enhanced graphics make this the best way to experience the classic arcade racer that defined the genre. Contra Operation Galuga reimagines the classic run-and-gun formula with modern visuals while keeping the intense action gameplay. The story follows Bill Reiser and Lance Bean as they fight against an alien invasion threatening humanity's survival. You can play solo or with a friend in local co-op as you battle through levels filled with enemies and massive bosses. The gameplay involves running, jumping, and shooting in all directions while dodging enemy fire and environmental hazards. You can collect different weapon power-ups like spread guns, laser rifles, and machine guns that change your combat strategy. The game includes both classic difficulty for veterans and more accessible options for newcomers. Each level offers different challenges, from jungle environments to alien bases and mechanical fortresses. The boss fights are spectacular encounters against huge enemies that require pattern recognition and quick reflexes. The updated graphics maintain the series' military sci-fi aesthetic while adding modern visual effects. It successfully modernizes the Contra formula while respecting what made the original games legendary. Kaze and the Wild Masks is a colorful platformer that perfectly captures the spirit of 90s classics like Donkey Kong Country. You play as Kaze, a rabbit who must save the Crystal Islands from an ancient evil that has corrupted the land. The story is told through beautiful cutscenes, but stays simple so you can focus on the platforming action. Kaze can run, jump, and spin attack enemies, but the real magic happens when you collect the Wild Masks that give you animal powers. The Tiger Mask lets you climb walls and ceilings, the Eagle Mask gives you flight abilities, the Lizard Mask allows wall jumping, and the Shark Mask provides underwater swimming powers. Each mask completely changes how you navigate levels and opens up new areas to explore. The level design is brilliant, with tight controls that make every jump feel precise and satisfying. The hand-drawn animation style brings every character and environment to life with incredible detail and personality. The difficulty curve is perfect, starting accessible but building to challenging platforming sections that test your skills without feeling unfair. Shadow of the Ninja Reborn is a side-scrolling action game that puts you in the role of skilled ninjas fighting against a corrupt corporation in the year 2029. The story follows two ninjas as they infiltrate enemy facilities to take down the evil Garuda Corporation and their mechanical army. You can play solo or team up with a friend in local co-op to tackle the challenge together. The gameplay focuses on precise platforming and combat using ninja weapons like swords, throwing stars, and special abilities. You can climb walls, hang from ceilings, and perform acrobatic moves to navigate through each level. The enemies include both human soldiers and robotic threats that require different strategies to defeat. Each stage ends with a boss fight that tests your skills and reflexes. The game includes multiple difficulty settings so both newcomers and veterans can enjoy the experience. The updated graphics give the classic ninja action a modern look while keeping the tight controls that make every movement feel responsive and satisfying. Raiden 4 X Mikado Remix is a vertical scrolling shoot 'em up that puts you in control of the legendary Raiden fighter ship. The story involves defending Earth from an alien invasion, but the real focus is on the intense shooting action and bullet patterns. You pilot your ship up the screen while waves of enemies attack from all directions with various bullet patterns to dodge. Your ship can collect different weapon types including Vulcan cannons, laser beams, and plasma shots that can be powered up for maximum destruction. The game also features smart bombs that clear the screen of enemies and bullets when things get too hectic. Each stage presents different enemy formations and environmental challenges leading up to massive boss battles. The Mikado Remix version includes remixed music and visual effects that enhance the arcade experience. You can adjust the difficulty and bullet speed to match your skill level. The game runs at smooth 60 frames with responsive controls that make dodging bullets and lining up shots feel precise. It delivers pure arcade shooting action that will test your reflexes and keep you coming back to beat your high scores. Capcom Fighting Collection brings together 10 classic fighting games from Capcom's arcade history in one package. The collection includes the complete Darkstalkers series, both Red Earth games, and several other rare fighting titles that were hard to find until now. Each game features unique characters with their own fighting styles, special moves, and storylines about supernatural creatures, warriors, and monsters battling for various reasons. The fighting mechanics vary between games, but generally involve standard punches, kicks, and special move inputs using quarter circle and charge motions. You can play against the computer in arcade mode, challenge friends in local versus matches, or test your skills online against players worldwide. The collection includes training modes to help you learn combos and practice techniques. Each game has been perfectly emulated with options to adjust display settings and customize controls. The package also includes concept art, music players, and historical information about each title. Guilty Gear Strive brings Arc System Works' acclaimed fighting game series to Nintendo Switch with all the visual spectacle and deep combat intact. The story follows Soul, Bad Guy, and other fighters in a world where magic and technology collide, dealing with threats from otherworldly beings and political conspiracies. The fighting system emphasizes aggressive play with a tension meter that builds as you attack and take risks, rewarding bold strategies over defensive play. Each character has unique weapons, magic abilities, and fighting styles that require different approaches to master. The game uses a 6-button layout with punch, kick, slash, heavy slash, dust, and dash inputs that combine for special moves and super attacks. The roaming cancel system lets you cancel moves mid-animation to extend combos or create new attack opportunities. Online play includes rollback netcode for smooth matches against players worldwide. The training mode offers detailed tutorials and combo challenges to help you improve your skills. The hand-drawn animation style creates some of the most beautiful visuals in fighting games, with every character and special move looking like artwork in motion. Wonder Boy Collection brings together 4 classic platforming adventures that showcase the evolution of this beloved series. The games follow different characters across various time periods, from the original caveman adventure to medieval fantasy quests with RPG elements. The gameplay starts with simple running and jumping, but evolves to include weapon upgrades, magic spells, and character progression systems. You'll explore interconnected worlds filled with enemies, treasures, and secrets while solving puzzles and defeating bosses. Each game in the collection has its own unique mechanics. Some focus on pure platforming action, while others blend adventure and RPG elements. The later games feature equipment systems where you can find and equip different weapons, armor, and accessories that change your abilities. The collection includes both the original arcade versions and home console adaptations with different features and content. You can save your progress at any point and use rewind features to undo mistakes. The pixel art has been preserved in its original form with options for different display filters. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Cowabunga Collection packs 13 classic TMNT games spanning from arcade beat-em-ups to fighting games and side-scrolling adventures. The games follow the 4 Turtle brothers, Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Raphael, as they fight against Shredder, Krang, and other villains from the cartoon series. Most games feature cooperative gameplay where up to 4 players can team up locally to battle through levels filled with Foot Clan soldiers and robotic enemies. Each turtle has their signature weapon and fighting style with different stats for speed, range, and power. The collection includes the legendary arcade games that define multiplayer beat-em-ups, plus home console exclusives that were previously hard to find. You can play the original Tournament Fighters arcade game alongside its different console versions that featured unique rosters and gameplay systems. The package includes a museum mode with concept art, behind-the-scenes content, and historical information about each game's development. Pizza time! Wild Guns Reloaded is a gallery shooter that combines Wild West themes with sci-fi elements as bounty hunters fight against robotic outlaws and alien invaders. The story follows Annie and her allies as they seek revenge against the Kid family gang in a world where cowboys use high-tech weapons against mechanical enemies. The gameplay involves moving your character left and right on the ground while aiming a crosshair independently to shoot enemies that appear throughout the level. You can jump, roll, and duck to avoid enemy fire while maintaining your aim on targets. The game supports up to 4 players locally, with each player controlling a different bounty hunter with unique weapons and abilities. Power-ups appear during battles that give you special weapons like machine guns, grenades, and energy blasts for a limited time period. Each stage features different environments and enemy types, leading to boss battles against massive mechanical creatures. The difficulty is high but fair, requiring good reflexes and pattern recognition to survive the intense firefights. The pixel art style combines detailed character animations with explosive special effects that make every battle feel chaotic and exciting while maintaining the arcade precision that made the original a classic. SNK 40th Anniversary Collection celebrates 4 decades of SNK's arcade history with a massive lineup of classic games spanning multiple genres. The collection includes early arcade hits, shoot-'em-ups, platformers, and fighting games that showcase how SNK evolved from simple arcade experiences to complex fighting game masterpieces. Each game represents a different era of arcade gaming, from the simple mechanics of early titles to the advanced systems of later releases. The fighting games feature the detailed sprite work and fluid animations that SNK became famous for, with complex input systems for special moves and super attacks. The shoot-'em-ups offer challenging bullet patterns and weapon upgrade systems that test your reflexes and strategic thinking. Platform games combine precise jumping with combat elements and exploration. The collection includes both well-known classics and rare titles that were previously difficult to experience. Each game has been faithfully emulated with options for customizing controls and display settings. The package includes museum content with development documents, concept art, and interviews that provide insight into SNK's creative process. Pocky and Rocky Reshrined revives the beloved top-down shooting series with updated graphics while keeping the cooperative gameplay that made the original game special. The story follows Shrine Maiden Pocky and her yokai friends as they investigate supernatural disturbances and battle against corrupted spirits threatening the land. You can play solo or team up with a friend in local co-op to tackle the adventure together. The gameplay involves moving in all directions while shooting at enemies that attack from every angle across scrolling levels. Each character has different shot patterns and special abilities. Pocky throws magic talismans, while Rocky can transform into different forms with unique attacks. You can collect power-ups that upgrade your weapons and provide temporary abilities like faster shooting or protective barriers. The levels feature varied environments from bamboo forests to haunted mansions, each filled with different enemy types and environmental hazards. Boss battles require learning attack patterns and finding safe positions to avoid complex bullet spreads. The game includes multiple difficulty options and assist features to make it accessible for players of different skill levels. Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection brings together 12 legendary fighting games that define the genre and influence countless other titles. The collection spans from the original Street Fighter through multiple versions of Street Fighter 2 and the Alpha series, showing the evolution of fighting game mechanics over 3 decades. Each game features the iconic World Warriors like Ryu, Chun-Li, and Ken alongside unique characters introduced in different iterations. The fighting system revolves around 6-button controls with light, medium, and heavy punches and kicks, plus directional inputs for special moves like quarter circles and charge commands. Street Fighter 2 introduced the combo system and precise timing that became standards for all fighting games. The Alpha series added air blocking, custom combos, and super meter management that increased the strategic depth. You can play through arcade modes, challenge friends locally, or compete online with other players worldwide. The collection includes training modes where you can practice combos and learn frame data for each character. Museum content provides development history, concept art, and interviews with the creators. Sega Mega Drive Classics packs over 50 legendary games from Sega's 16-bit console into one massive collection that celebrates gaming history. The collection spans multiple genres, including platformers like Sonic the Hedgehog, beat-em-ups like Streets of Rage, shoot-em-ups like Thunder Force, and RPGs like Phantasy Star. Each game represents Sega's arcade-style approach to home gaming, with fast-paced action and memorable characters. The platformers focus on speed and momentum with precise jumping mechanics, while the fighting games feature detailed sprite animations and complex movesets. Shoot-em-ups test your reflexes with intense bullet patterns and weapon upgrade systems. The collection includes both well-known classics and hidden gems that showcase Sega's creative range during the 16-bit era. You can customize controls for each game, save your progress anywhere, and use rewind features to undo mistakes. The emulation quality is excellent with various display options, including filters that recreate the original CRT monitor experience. Blazing Chrome is a side-scrolling run-and-gun shooter that pays tribute to classic arcade games like Contra and Metal Slug with modern polish and creativity. The story takes place in a post-apocalyptic future where machines have taken over the world, and a small group of human resistance fighters must battle against robotic armies to save humanity. You can play as either a human soldier or a friendly robot companion, each with slightly different abilities and animations. The gameplay involves running, jumping, and shooting through levels packed with enemy soldiers, flying drones, and massive mechanical bosses. You can collect different weapon power-ups, including spread guns, flamethrowers, and laser rifles that dramatically change your combat strategy. The game supports 2-player local co-op, so you and a friend can tackle the challenge together. Each level features diverse environments from urban ruins to alien spacecraft with unique enemy types and environmental hazards. Boss battles are spectacular encounters against screen-filling mechanical monsters that require pattern recognition and quick reflexes to defeat. The pixel art style captures the detailed animation and explosive action of 90s arcade shooters, while the soundtrack pumps up the intensity of every firefight. Cotton Reboot brings back the adorable witch Cotton in a beautifully updated version of the classic horizontal shoot-'em-up that combines cute characters with intense bullet-hell gameplay. The story follows Cotton, a magic-wielding witch with a serious sweet tooth, as she embarks on a quest to find magical candies called willows while battling various monsters and demons along the way. The gameplay involves flying horizontally through scrolling levels while shooting magic attacks at waves of enemies that fill the screen with colorful bullet patterns. Cotton can collect different magic types that change her attack patterns, from spread shots to homing missiles and powerful laser beams. She also has a magical fairy companion that can be thrown at enemies for extra damage and then recalled back to your side. The game includes both the original arcade version and a completely rebuilt version with updated graphics and new features. You can adjust the difficulty level and bullet speed to match your skill level, making it accessible for newcomers while still challenging for shoot-'em-up veterans. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics brings together 7 legendary crossover fighting games that feature Marvel superheroes battling against Capcom's most famous video game characters. The collection includes classics like X-Men vs. Street Fighter and Marvel vs. Capcom 2, where you can create dream matchups between characters like Spider-Man and Ryu or Wolverine and Chun-Li. Each game features unique mechanics, but generally revolve around tag team battles where you select multiple characters and can switch between them during fights. The combat system emphasizes flashy super moves, air combos, and screen-filling special attacks that create spectacular battles. Characters have distinct fighting styles based on their abilities. Spider-Man uses web-slinging attacks, Magneto controls metal projectiles, and Street Fighter characters use their classic special moves. The collection includes arcade modes, versus play for local matches, and online multiplayer with rollback netcode for smooth competition. Training modes help you learn complex combos and character-specific techniques. The sprite-based graphics showcase incredibly detailed character animations and special effects that make every super move feel powerful and satisfying. Capcom Fighting Collection 2 delivers 8 more classic Capcom fighting games, including the complete Capcom vs. SNK series and rare arcade exclusives that were previously hard to experience. The collection features crossover battles between Capcom and SNK characters, letting you pit Street Fighter warriors against Fatal Fury and King of Fighters fighters in dream matchups. The Capcom vs. SNK games introduced the Groove system, where you can choose between different fighting styles that change how your super meter works and what defensive options you have available. Each character retains their unique abilities from their original series while adapting to the crossover mechanics. The fighting system balances accessibility with depth, using familiar quarter circle and charge inputs for special moves while adding advanced techniques like custom combos and parrying systems. You can engage in single matches, arcade campaigns, or challenge other players online with excellent netcode that ensures smooth gameplay. The collection also includes Power Stone games that break away from traditional fighting with 3D arena battles where up to 4 players can fight using weapons and environmental objects. That's my top 25 arcade games on Nintendo Switch. These collections represent decades of arcade excellence, from classic Sega games to legendary fighting game crossovers. What's your favorite arcade collection on Switch? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let me know what other arcade games you'd like to see covered. Don't forget to like and subscribe to SwitchTop for more Nintendo Switch content. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.